Outbreak from the Jonathan.
And welcome back to the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online here on Spreaker this afternoon, wherever you may be. Glad you could be aboard for another great edition. First program back. Gotta say, been missing this program.
We don't take our trips on LSD.
Yeah.
We don't burn our trap cars down on the main street. 'Cause we like living right and being free.
Yeah. Merle Haggard, Okie from Muskogee on our show here. GJRB Online here on Spreaker, and welcome back to the Gary Russen program. As I told you before, we're doing a freestyle now. Entirely non-stop talk for the next 45, maybe 50 minutes or so. Last couple hours or so, the Gary Russen program, we're just going to do it non-stop. We're just going to do non-stop talk and spread the show around a little bit and see who's out there among the listeners. And seeing who might be part of the program. If you want to be in there, area code 563-613-4260. And you can be on the show, the Gary Russen program. It's a great way to be part of the program, and you can be in on it and be part of the show. Glad you could be aboard as we do our first show back after a long absence. It's been long. Gotta tell you, we have had quite a long absence, and I miss doing this program, and I'm glad to be back. Really am. Good computer, running nicely, and new things on it. Although my friend tried to upload really something interesting the other day for me on Saturday last week. It was like a radio automation production program. It didn't work. Did not get it, so, but I did get another neat little thing, so I've been trying to work on that one. It's kind of a video editor, and I think I could do a live stream on that one too. I haven't really tried it yet, but I'm going to be working on that one for a possibility of future show. But for right now, I'm kind of glad being on Spreaker, because this was the very first radio application that I got to actually be on the air and doing a radio program on nationwide on Spreaker all over America. And for people who listen within our 9-foot radius, because I like to do that because I want to see if there's anybody who passes by in the car who might have 108 on their car radio. And they hear this program and they hear about Spreaker. And they hear about the program. They go home and they get on their computer and they look it up. And they find this show. That's the reason why I keep this program on the FM radio. To see if there's anybody out there who may be listening to the program on, or just happen to pass by in their car and just happen to fly by our signal, which is only 9 feet. But it's just a matter of just being able to hear this program being broadcast and be able to know where it's coming from and be able to go to their computers, their smartphones, and look it up and listen to the program. You know, what a great way to find this show. What a great way to be discovered on Spreaker. And, you know, why not? The fun of it, you know. That's why I've decided to put it on board and see what you think, you know, that bit. So I'm glad to be part of the show. This is the Gary Russen program on GGRB Online. Come on board and join me. Area code 563-613-4260 if you want to get on the Gary Russen program today here on GJRB Online all across America. So let's see what we've got here. I know what we could do. Why don't we talk sports for a few minutes? Because, wow, speaking of sports, how about those Cubs? Man, they awesome or what? top of their league, number one in the Central Division, and held that position for quite some time. Although they kind of had a hard time with some of the teams there, but they're not doing bad. They played tonight against the Milwaukee Brewers. And Jake Arrieta has been an awesome pitcher. Here's a guy who, again, just early this season, pitched a no-hitter. Amazing man. I'm impressed with him. I really am. Jake Arrieta is fabulous. We'll talk about Jake Arrieta coming up here in our next half hour of the Gary Russen program here on GJRB. So stay with me. We got more coming up. Non-stop talk continues on the Gary Russen program after we take this short break. Stay with me. More coming up on GJRB, Gary Russen program. Stand by.
The website which turns anyone into a radio DJ. Log on to Spreaker.com for listening to thousands of radio channels and start creating your own radio today.
Now, True News. Seems today no broadcast can. Now, True News. News that's not in the mainstream. And good afternoon, everyone. I'm Gary J. Russen. Anthrax is the nation's capital. At the nation's capital tops our newscast this hour as the U.S. Park Police tell NBC4 News today that a man drove into the mall yesterday afternoon at the front of the Capitol near the reflecting pool and says he thought he was exposed to anthrax. Several streets were closed in that area, and emergency responders told to suit up, but firefighters quickly determined that there was no hazardous material, and that man was detained. President Obama got into the debate over the transgender bathrooms in America's public schools.
Part of our obligation as a society to make sure that everybody treated fairly and our kids are all loved and our kids are all that they're protected and that their dignity is affirmed.
And the transgender law, though, allows anyone who uses any bathroom in correspondence to what they feel their gender is. We'll be talking about that next hour on the Gary Russen program. So stay tuned to that during the news and comment. And in other news this afternoon, we'll be talking more about this interesting story. Comes out of Bo Bergdahl, Sergeant Bo Bergdahl, who walked off his combat post in Afghanistan and spent about 5 years was being court-martialed, but now his court-martial trial has been put on hold. As a matter of fact, they're going to postpone it until February of 2017. This is to provide time for resolving disputes over the defense team's access to classified documents. Bo Bergdahl looked on with his former uniform of the infantry. During a brief hearing, the soldier from Haley, Idaho, faces charges of desertion and misbehavior before the economy. This is GJRB True News. Seems today no broadcast can survive with just audio alone. GJRB on Spreaker will always be there, but now GJRB has gone visual with the GJRB YouTube channel. Subscribe today and see live streaming of the Gary Russen program, Way Out There, Sports Page, and radio and television classics. Also, many other specials along the way too, including a video version of News and Comment and a video message from Pastor Ron Johnston from Christian Community Fellowship Church. Yes, GJRB is now visual. Subscribe to the GJRB YouTube channel. It's free. Just log on to YouTube and type in Gary Russen in the search engine. Coming soon. Watch or listen to GJRB on the new GJRB website, GJRB TV, on YouTube, on your computer, on your TV. Subscribe today. Phil Robinson, who is the matriarch of the TV show Duck Dynasty, stated that he has an idea. Men should use men's bathrooms and women should use women's bathrooms. He said, just because men feel that they feel like women doesn't mean they have to share the bathroom with my daughter or yours. He used this as we call common sense, but now it's called bigotry. According to the Hollywood Reporter, conservative matriarch and A&E's Duck Dynasty franchise sent an email to conservatives in the past weekend in conjunction with the Citizens United for organization during the anti-Hillary movie documentary Hillary, the movie. Email comes in North Carolina, becomes the battleground for transgender rights because of a House 2 known as HB 2, which bans people from using public restrooms that do not correspond to their biological sex. People in New England saw something in their night sky at around 1 a.m. Eastern. They saw a fireball in the sky. It was caught by camera by a police dash cam. It was visible from Killington, Vermont to Haverhill, Massachusetts. The video surveillance is at Burlington International Airport caught sight of the meteor entering the Earth's atmosphere. Other main police departments also spotted the fireball. Mount Washington's observatory, though, could not see it, however, due to an increase in fog. Wow. Talk about that coming up next hour. Wow, big fireball. They saw that. Fascinating. We'll be getting into that. Gary Russen, GJRB News.
That sound more like everyone else than anyone else.
Spreaker is the website which turns anyone into a radio DJ. Log on to Spreaker.com for listening to thousands of radio channels and start creating your own radio today.
After 1 year, the wait is over. Now join Pastor Ron Johnston and a panel of men and women to discuss the news and how it lines up with Bible prophecy. In this world of chaos and upheaval, this is the program that puts it all into perspective. How will we survive? God only knows. So trust Him and listen to the last 7 days of podcast or live every third Friday at 11 a.m. on GJRB.
If you're a new emerging artist and want your songs out there, the place to go is Reverb Nation. Reverb Nation, a website purely devoted to new music from new artists from every town and every state in the U.S. If you're a solo artist and recording your own music, it's Reverb Nation. Stop on by, visit, listen to the music, check out the site, www.reverbnation.com. Put your music out there and gain an audience. Go to Reverb Nation for the best in new music. And remember, if you like your songs played on GJRB Online is up and coming, drop me an email at GaryJ65@yahoo.com. And I'll be playing your song on all GJRB Online shows. Remember the name, Reverb Nation.
After 1 year, the wait is over. Now join Pastor Ron Johnston and a panel of men and women to discuss the news and how it lines up with Bible prophecy. In this world of chaos and upheaval, this is the program that puts it all into perspective. How will we survive? God only knows. So trust Him and listen to the last 7 days. Uploaded as a podcast or live every third Friday at 11 a.m. on GJRB. Recently, we lost Robin Williams, an outstanding comedian who suffered a great deal. Let's make sure that suicides like this won't happen to anyone close to us. If you know anybody who may be depressed and are suffering like Robin Williams did, get them help. Call this number, 1-800-273-8255. That is the number of the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. The call is free and confidential and will be answered by a trained counselor at a local crisis center. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline can help.
Now, true news.
Recently,
True news. News that's not in the mainstream.
This is Michael J. Martin, and you're listening to the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online.
Okay, we're back. Welcome back to the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online. I got a stupid pair of headphones, folks. I don't know, something's loose in there. I don't know, I go through headphones like they were, I don't know, it's just crazy. I many times I try to fix it, and then I have to shake it, move it around. I know. I got like 2 or 3 pairs I could probably dismantle and fix. But it seems like I always, darn things. Anyway, welcome back to the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online on Spreaker. Welcome back to the program as we wind up. This is our non-stop talk edition. That means that we're leaving it open to you, folks, to be a part of the program. And you could be on the air and talk to me here on GJRB Online on Spreaker. This is non-stop day. That means this is our Over the Hump Day. It's Wednesday. We have 2 Over the Hump Day type shows. Freestyle, meaning freestyle, meaning free, meaning free for all, meaning no log, no obstruction, no, just wide open, just you and me against the world. Sean Hannity calls his free-for-all, the last hour free-for-all on his national talk show. This is, free-for-all doesn't have a copyright on it. Okay, so this last hour of the Gary Russen program is our midweek free-for-all. And we do our Freestyle Friday edition. That's the show where we do a whole show with no log whatsoever. Might do a few breaks from the logs that I practiced, some of the breaks that he practiced with. But other than that, the show itself on a Friday is logless. That means it's just free for all. It's just everything, the whole show is free for all. And that means that anything goes, anything open. This is all open lines, open chat, everything. No time constraints for the rest of the show. It's all the way through now. News is done. We're through with it. Last half hour news finished. Just heard the repeat of the 2 o'clock news. So now, free for all, non-stop talk here on the Gary Russen program. I was just talking about, before we took that break, I was talking about the Cubs. Awesome. I mean, these guys have really been blowing my mind. These guys have been really... the Cubs are really surprising me this year. I mean, these guys have been really doing a good job playing baseball. They won. I'm going to check the standings here in a couple of minutes, but these guys have been amazing. Been on the top of the National League. First place. They've been in a tie with, I think, let's see, it was, I'm going to go to MLB here for a minute. I'm going to check and see if I can get into sports in MLB. I'm going to sign in here a minute. Been an amazing team altogether. These guys are just, wow, they won. And they have been doing really good baseball. I just really. And tonight they play Now, I don't know what they did yesterday. I didn't really check to see the score, but we're going to go through that right now. I'm going to go into the sports part of it. Okay, wait a minute. Let me see if I can get in there. I'm going to go into sports instead. I don't want to see my email later. Okay, here we go. We're going to go into it. And see here from yesterday. I don't know if I got scores from yesterday or not, but I'm going to just... Some of the games tonight in the American League. Some of the games tonight in the National League. First, let's take a look. We got Atlanta playing Pittsburgh, 7:05 tonight. Seattle playing Baltimore, 7:07. Tampa Bay against Toronto. Washington Nationals are going to play the Mets. Cleveland against Cincinnati. The Cubs playing Milwaukee tonight, 8:10, 7:10 Central Time. Cubs Central pregame, or the Cubs pregame show will be 6:35. And the game at 7:10 tonight. The Cubs baseball tonight on my 9-foot signal. Talk FM 108. Cubs baseball tonight. Houston against the White Sox. Boston plays Kansas City. Colorado playing St. Louis. The Yankees playing Arizona. We got the Dodgers playing the Angels, so that's an interleague. That's a late night one, 10:10 p.m. Our time, or probably Eastern, 9:10 our time, and usually that's like 7:05 in the Pacific Coast. So yeah, that makes sense. Okay, and 10. Let's see. Here's some of the final. Let's see what's some of the finals in baseball here. So some of the ones in here. This is the. Okay, what is the finals in baseball from yesterday, or is it not? It looks like Miami. Philadelphia beat Miami 4-2. It was Detroit beating Minnesota 6-3. Boston lost to Kansas City 3-2. And the NBA, 9 o'clock tonight, it's going to be Oklahoma City versus Golden State. And the NHL, that's another phenomenal team. The Pens in Pittsburgh. They've been really blowing my mind too. 8 o'clock game tonight. They're playing Tampa Bay, and they did have they did lose 1 or 2 games, I think, but I don't know if that's gonna. I don't understand the playoff bit in hockey, because I'm not really that much of a hockey fan. But anybody out there is good. We'll try to get as much hockey information as I possibly can. In soccer tonight, Toronto plays New York City. New York versus New York Red Bulls against the Chicago Fire. And that's the soccer action tonight. David Ortiz still plans on retiring. David Ortiz. Apparently he's talking about retiring. That is interesting. David Ortiz. Oh no, why did I think that? Okay, I want to see if I can get back to that story. Let's see if it's in here. I thought it would be in here, but I'm not looking for it. I can't find it. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Why don't we do that? Kobe Bryant, final game in the court. Kobe Bryant scored 60 points in his final NBA game. Was priceless experience. Owning a physical piece of the LA Lakers. The legend's final performance in the NBA court, though, the fact is, in fact, a price tag on that. Mighty steep. Kobe Bryant. I had no idea he was retiring. Big name in basketball. Kobe Bryant, 60 points. NBA game. And now he's leaving. A lot of big players retiring. These are guys that were big in baseball, basketball. Yeah, I mean, look at this. This is what we have here. Let's see. I'm trying to look for that story on that one of the baseball player, but I can't find it now. It kind of flipped on the main page, and it didn't let me click it so I could read it. Unfortunately. Okay. Can't find it. Oh, well. All right, that's okay. Anyway, this is it. Kobe Bryant's final game. It's number 8 on at the Staples Center. And number of bids, 202 bid history. Bid increment at about $100. Quality, 1. That's what they have on here. Well, I mean, Kobe Bryant, how much is he really worth anyhow? Big name, you know. I mean, how much is he really worth there? But he's quitting. He's done. Played a lot of games in the NBA. And he's calling it quits. He's going to retire. Leaving the game. And that's pretty much how I see in sports. Don't think anything else really thrilling. I was going to see if I could go back into that page and refresh it. I want to go back to the main sports page and see if I can get that story back. Sometimes when you go back to the main page, it'll go back to that first story again. Sometimes. Not always. It'll flip pages, but it won't, go back to the one I wanted. The only live game playing in the major leagues right now is Texas against Oklahoma. In Oklahoma. Oklahoma doesn't even have a baseball team. Duh. Okay, here we go. Let's do this right. Oakland is beating Texas by a score of 4-1. 4-1. And they are now in the 8th inning. Bottom of the 8th inning right now. Score 4-1. Oakland, why did I say Oklahoma? Oakland beating Texas 4-1. And that's sports page on the Gary Russen program here on GJRB. Just kind of flighting around a little bit, leaving it open for you to join me on the air if you like to. We got about 2 minutes, 23 seconds left in this segment. And then we're going to come back and wrap up the program here. In the last half hour of the Gary Russen program, I'll be giving you the program schedule for the next couple of weeks. And don't forget, the next week, right here on GJRB, will be the GJRB Schedule Update Podcast. And I'll be promoting all our programs, and I'll be doing that next. So coming up next, here on GJRB, will be that. We'll go ahead and wrap it up here and return in just a few moments with more of the Gary Russen program here on GJRB Online, here on Spreaker across America and around the world, wherever you may be. And we'll have more of the Gary Russen program in our final half hour, full half hour of talk here on GJRB on our middle of the road, over the hump day, semi-freestyle edition of the Gary Russen program. We'll close it off by seeing how many more people are out there listening. I haven't really checked my main board. I had 3 or 4 listeners in our first part. 3 to 4, and I don't know about the rest of them, so we're going to get into that. I'll find out exactly how many listeners I had on this show. So we're going to do that now, so be aware of that. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a break, be right back. Got more of the Gary Russen program in our wrap-up half hour. Stay tuned. Be right back.